Okay, so hi everybody, welcome back to House of a Warrior. My name is Lauren Adoyo. It is still September, World Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and today I have an interview with someone who has been a caregiver to a warrior. And over to you, Jermaine. You can introduce yourself to the channel.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Jermaine Cooper. I'm from New York, New York.
Awesome. Welcome, Jermaine. Jermaine is Ashley's brother. Ashley, I did an interview with Ashley as well. So let's step right into this. How is Ashley doing?
She's doing good. She's doing good.
She's doing good. I
Absolutely.
want to ask Jermaine, did you know about the existence of sickle cell before your sister?
No, not really. I knew a little bit about it in my early teenage years because I have a friend in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who has it, and he deals with it quite badly. So that was my very first time being turned on to sickle cell.
Okay, so are you older or younger than Ashley?
I'm older. I'm
Oh,
41. I'm 41. She's still in her 30s.
oh my goodness, you look nothing over the age of 35.
Oh no, I'm 41.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm saying. You look so good for 41. Anyway,
Thank you.
so during the younger years of Ashley's life, before she actually was diagnosed, what happened? What did you guys think it was that was making her be in pain so much?
Well, nobody really knew exactly. Well, nobody couldn't really figure out where the excruciating pain was coming from. So, in and out of the hospital, random multiple tests, and then
Okay,
over time, just sickle cell.
okay. Wow. So after she was diagnosed and you guys finally knew at least it was sickle cell, how did you handle the first ever crisis she got into, after being diagnosed? Was it now different from before, now that you knew what it was?
It was a little different. I've known Ashley, like when I met Ashley like in 2005 ish, 2006 ish, and the bond that we have formed over time, it made us like brothers and sisters. But we're not really brother and sister. I just spent a lot of time with her in and out of the hospital, and I started really getting the knowledge about sickle cell from constantly being in and out of the hospital with her so much. Like
Okay.
I would go to work, and then from work I would go straight to the hospital, and just doing that week in and week out, month in and month out.
Yeah.
Like again, that type of bond you can't make up.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
go ahead. I'll let you continue.
Okay, so like on a scale of, I know you can't really measure it, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you guys, whenever she got sick?
Very scared
Very
because
scared.
you just don't because I do know that there's different levels of sickle cell,
Mhm.
and at one time Ashley's levels was it was pretty scary because she would spend more time in the hospital than she would at home,
Mhm.
and that's who wants to spend more time in somebody's hospital bed than in their comforts of their own home.
That's true.
So this it was scary. It was scary. It
Yeah.
was it was it was very scary. We both just had a friend of ours just pass away from that about 2 years ago. So that sickle cell is not a joke, and it's nothing to be taken lightly or be
Yeah.
taken for granted.
Yeah, that is what I was gonna ask next. Were you ever scared she would die?
A couple times,
Mhm.
a couple times. This is my first time actually really even speaking about this out loud. Like I've
Yeah.
never really spoken about it. But yeah, there was a couple times. There was a
Yeah.
couple times I was quite scared.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite understandable. It's the worst pain. Yeah. So, how did you guys stay on top of your finances? I keep saying how sickle cell is a very expensive disease to manage, food stuff, hospital visitations, drugs. Um,
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, I have to give all that credit. I got to give all that credit mainly to Ashley and her mother and her support system. Like she has a good tight support system.
okay, that's awesome.
Things don't get me wrong. Things can and do get a little rocky and shaky at times, but again, if you got that foundation,
Mm-hmm.
you
Okay.
know, there's nothing that you can't get through.
Yeah. Okay, so you were pretty young. Both of you were pretty young when she started going through this. Did you ever go through stigma, with your friends and other people? Did they ever categorize you guys, for always being in the hospital, for you always staying home to take care of her?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I'm asking how you dealt with stigma, because other than just her having sickle cell, you had to be around her most of the time when she was ill at home, at the hospital. How did you handle that? Missing out from other things outside because you were young, you had friends, you had a life.
I mean, I did. I lived an early life, so it was. I guess you could say it was being at the right place at the right time.
Okay. So
That type,
you weren't put in a position, where you have to choose, it's either your sister or your friends.
nah, it wasn't. It wasn't really a no brainer for me.
Okay, okay. Um, were you ever embarrassed, like when your friends asked you what's always going on with your sister, or um, why you always had to be at the hospital, or
No, I was never embarrassed. There's nothing.
Mhm,
Again, there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
mhm. Yeah, that's
If you know, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know.
mhm.
That's where the ignorance comes in. And I
Okay.
and I really didn't really waste too much time trying to explain it to people who really don't know nothing about it because it's kind of like words falling on deaf ears. And
Okay.
so every you know somebody's personal illness or personal business such as that. That's not for
Yeah.
everybody's known.
Okay, so other than medication, how did you guys get through the chronic pain that would happen, that you would manage at home? How did you guys get through that at home?
Again, Ashley's doctors, her doctors and her nurses, they are some incredible people.
Okay.
Like you got Dr. Raff, for example,
Mm-hmm.
great doctor, and she stays on top of Ash.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
that her team at that White Plains Hospital, they stayed on top of things. They
That's
stayed.
good.
I got to be honest, they stayed on top of things.
Yeah.
Even when things got a little shaky and rocky and the communication wasn't always there. And trust me, there was plenty of times the miscommunication was just all over the place.
Okay.
But they got it right, and they got it right when they needed to get it right.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. Did you ever wish your sister was just like you, normal and healthy?
Every day.
Mhm.
You don't want again when you know what that disease is and when you know what that does to you, what it does to the human body from the inside out. You don't want
Mhm.
you wouldn't want your worst enemy going through that type of pain.
Yeah. Okay, how about did you ever think of giving up? Were you at any point tired and you were like, no, I can't do this anymore?
couple times. Probably a couple of times. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it never crossed my mind. But again, like life wouldn't be what it was if it was so easy.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And I'm glad you kept being there for her. You know, the support system is what's important. Yeah. So Ashley turned went from being a warrior herself to a caregiver because she's got children that have got this horrible disease. How do you think she's doing as a caregiver?
I think she's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's doing great. She's been going through this her whole life.
Yeah.
Who better than anybody who knows about it personally?
Okay.
Like there's nothing you can tell her or anybody else that's been living with that
Yeah.
majority or their whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
true.
yeah, I think she's doing a great job.
She is. I really wish she wouldn't have to deal with that, you know, to be a caregiver and see her kids going through that pain that she knows very well about. But the fact that she is and she's kicking us at it is amazing. While dealing with her own pain, it is amazing. She's doing a great job. So this was actually really fast. And at the last question, I want you to like give encouragement or a piece of advice to other caregivers, caregivers to either warriors or any other people living with other diseases, just to their caregivers, just, you know, just to keep their head up and whatever it is you can tell them to encourage them.
Exactly what you just said. You got to keep your head up. You got to stay positive, stay 10 toes down, and remember, slow motion is better than no motion.
Amen to that.
Slow motion is better than
Thank
no
you so
motion.
much, Jermaine. I truly appreciate you because I know caregivers, especially warriors caregivers, have a rough time. Did you ever deal with mood swings from Ashley and just
I was hoping that was one question that you was not going to ask me. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
it was
Look at
bad,
my
right?
face. Yeah, sorry, Ash. Sometimes there would be times that I would come see her in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Soon I drop my bag and sit down. Not even 5 minutes later, getting cursed out. Yeah. All right, I see you not feeling well. I'm gonna take a walk. I'll come back in a couple of hours. If not, I see you tomorrow after work.
Oh my
Oh yeah,
goodness.
you want to talk about mood swings? Sheesh.
I know. I don't know why that happens. I recently just found out that it's a fact that sickle cell warriors have the worst temper. You know, we are easily irritated, we are impatient. And I just found this out. I have never seen myself like that, although I know that when I'm sick, I can be very, very mean. So, you know what? We appreciate you and everyone else who takes care of us. We really, really, really do.
Hey, listen, it's the pain. I personally know it's the pain.
It is. Did I tell you? I don't even remember if I told Ashley. Sickle cell has been classified as number 8 in the most painful experiences a human being can ever
Oh
experience.
wow. See,
Yeah,
that's information for me. I didn't know that till just now.
yeah. So it must be like it drives us crazy, you know.
I
But
could
anyway,
only
I'm so
imagine.
grateful you did this. Thank you so much.
No problem. It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay, guys, that is the end of our interview. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you've reached this far, please subscribe. Keep telling a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to check us out. And let's fill this house up. And for me and Jermaine, we're going to say bye. And I will see you guys in the next
Y'all
video.
have a good one. Enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Jermaine.